Setting the right mood is a skill that a gentleman should be able to deploy as smoothly and as suavely as he can put on his tie. But what creates a mood? It comes down to the stimulation of the 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, touch, and taste. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to create the right environment in your home so that you can please these 5 senses and create the perfect mood. Your ability to do this is going to massively increase your attractiveness and the chances of her having a good time in your company. I wrote these tips with dating in mind, but it would work equally well for somebody in a long-term relationship living with their partner, especially if you work from home and you need to transition and reset into a more romantic part of your day. The most off-putting thing to a woman is a dirty and messy home. Major culprits include leaving clothes lying on the floor, bed or sofa, dirty plates or pizza boxes lying around, or even just mess from the previous night's activities like beer bottles, the sofa being scattered, or gaming equipment being left out. Do you have equipment for gaming? Honestly, I don't know. I don't want to know. But the message here is make sure your home is clean and clutter-free. Even if you normally keep your home looking good, give it an extra tidy if you anticipate a guest. But there's a lot more to creating a mood than basic cleanliness. You also want to create a pleasing atmosphere by furnishing and decorating your place tastefully. Give her interesting things to look at, like art on the walls or coffee table books. This isn't just something you do for the night, rather a constant way of living, which I've made videos about before. When it comes to interior design, lighting is a huge factor that can either create or kill a mood. In each room, you want to have 2 or 3 points of lighting. Obviously, you have your overhead lights, but you also want floor and table lamps so that you can create lower levels of lighting. The more dimly lit the room, the more intense the mood becomes, although obviously you don't want to be stumbling around in the dark. You might want to use smart lights that can create different colors. Obviously that's more modern, but it can be fun. In most homes, you'll want to draw the blinds so you can create a cozy and safe atmosphere. However, I don't do that at my place because the view is the most impressive thing to look at, and generally people want to sit there and enjoy it. Music goes a long way in creating the right mood. That's why every bar, coffee shop, and restaurant has a playlist. You might want to create your own playlist, find a reliable one on Spotify, or have several go-to albums. I previously made a video all about the different kinds of music that will create a sophisticated atmosphere, from jazz to Sade. You want to choose something that's romantic and sexy, but not cheesy and obvious, so more Miles Davis than Marvin Gaye. Beyond music, there are other things you can do to create a relaxing sound in your home. For example, wood wick candles will produce a gentle crackling sound that can be very soothing. I actually got mine from Target. I generally find that the TV can be a bit of a mood killer, especially with commercials, so I don't like to use that for background noise. The way you and your home smell can either create or destroy a mood. As for your home, keeping it clean and taking the trash out regularly will prevent any unpleasant odors from building up. I recommend not cooking anything smelly like fish, eggs, or steak the day you anticipate having somebody over because those smells can be hard to get rid of. I burn scented candles pretty much all the time when I'm at home, and that keeps a nice fragrance lingering even when I've snuffed them out. If you don't habitually do that, at least keep 1 candle at the ready for when the time is right. You don't have to spend a lot of money on these. As I said, mine are from Target. They have some really great masculine fragrances like whiskey and oak and sandalwood. Another way to create a pleasing aroma in your home is to use an oil diffuser. This is an electric device that you fill with a few drops of water and an essential oil. Now here's a great trick to make your home smell great, seemingly out of nowhere. Before you head out for your date, turn your oil diffuser on and set a timer for around 3 hours. Then when you get back home, it will either still be going or will have just gone out. But either way, your room is going to be filled with that fragrance and it's immediately going to set the mood. And she won't even know where it came from. She'll just assume that your home smells like that all the time. Now what about the way you smell? Before a date, take a shower, brush your teeth, tongue scrape, floss, all of that stuff. Even if you've had a shower earlier in the day, you want to be feeling as fresh and confident as possible. A fragrance is a must for a date, in my opinion, even if it's just date night at home with your girlfriend. For a first date, I recommend something that's somewhat of a crowd pleaser like Sauvage, Bleu de Chanel, or The One. and be sure to spray it on your neck and wrists so that you'll notice it if things become intimate. Now we come to a sense that I think many men overlook. You can create the right mood in your home by appealing to the sense of touch. What does this mean? Well, in the living room, it means having a cozy throw blanket. In your bedroom, you should have freshly washed, high-quality sheets and plenty of pillows. I would also have a cozy throw blanket in there for if she gets cold. Even a soft rug on the floor can create a relaxing and luxurious atmosphere, and keep some super soft towels on hand for if she wants to take a shower. So, taste might be one of the less obvious senses that you can appeal to, but remember this. Nothing shows sophistication and good hosting like whipping up a classic cocktail. I recommend you keep a well-stocked bar so you can make her favorite drink, including the garnishes, and serve it in the correct glass. When she tastes how well you made that cocktail for her, she's going to be impressed. It's also wise to keep a small selection of wine, beer, seltzers, and even a bottle of champagne if something special happens. Aside from alcohol, there's another way you can set the mood in your home using taste. Think about the holidays, how when we have a box of chocolates on the table or candies lying around in a bowl, it creates a good mood. Well, the same thing can be done in a romantic setting. This works especially well if you have a luxury box of chocolates lying around and you can offer her one. Obviously, you need the discipline yourself to not eat all of them when she's not around. But if you do have a box of chocolates sitting on the coffee table and you're obviously in great shape, it tells her that you're disciplined, and that's very attractive. And finally, keep some coffee and some orange juice for if there's a morning after. Now, everything I've spoken about so far is going to set you up for success, but there's a sixth sense that we haven't addressed, and that's chemistry. That's the indescribable, intangible feeling of attraction between you two. That's something that can't be bought at a store or affected with words or body language. Sure, those things can help, but you're always going to have dates here and there where there just isn't a spark. Hopefully you notice that before you invite her back to yours. But for whatever reason, if you're not feeling that connection, that's totally okay. Don't try and force something that's not there. Gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I think it pulled together a lot of things that we've spoken about before, put them in a more romantic context, and hopefully gave you some useful tips. As you can see, to set the right mood takes a bit of thought and preparation. These suggestions aren't particularly expensive. Rather, they are small things that go a long way. I want to hear from you in the comments if there is a tip for success in setting the right mood that you found works for you and you can share with us. A big part of setting the right mood is getting your home right. And if you want to see into the homes of your fellow subscribers, I have the video for you. I recently made a reaction video where I look at some photos of the homes of my viewers and share my honest feelings and feedback. I'm sure you will enjoy that video if you haven't seen it already. Thank you for watching today's one, and I'll see you tomorrow.